Hey, America, ever heard of a little thing called the Supreme Court? It's kind of a big deal. This court sits at the tippy top of our legal system, like the boss level in a video game. They don't mess around with parking tickets, they handle the big stuff. Constitutional rights, federal laws, you name it. Think of it like this: Congress makes the laws, the president signs them, but the Supreme Court, they're the referees, making sure everyone plays by the rules. They decide if a law goes against our Constitution. That's some serious power, right? The Supreme Court is the final word on legal matters. Their decisions affect everyone in the country. So, yeah, paying attention to who's on this court is more important than watching paint dry. Trust me on this one. Now, let's talk about judicial review. Sounds boring, right? Wrong. This is where things get juicy. Judicial review is the Supreme Court's superpower. It means they can look at any law, federal, state, you name it, and decide if it's constitutional. This power wasn't just handed to them on a silver platter. It came from a little case you might have heard of, Marbury v. Madison. We'll get to that later, but just know, this case was a mic drop moment that established the Supreme Court as the ultimate interpreter of the Constitution. So how does this affect you? Well, let's say Congress passes a law that says you can only wear purple on Tuesdays. Sounds ridiculous, right? The Supreme Court can step in and say, hold up, that violates the Constitution. That's judicial review in action, folks. Remember that case, Marbury v. Madison? Buckle up, because it's a wild ride. In 1803, President John Adams was on his way out of office. Bummer, right? He appointed a bunch of judges, including this guy named William Marbury. But the paperwork didn't go through in time. Enter our new president, Thomas Jefferson. He was like, nope, not signing those appointments. Marbury was furious. He took it all the way to the Supreme Court. The court, led by Chief Justice John Marshall, had to decide if they could even force Jefferson to play ball. The court's decision was epic. They said, yes, what Jefferson did was wrong, but we can't force him. More importantly, they established their power of judicial review. Boom! Landmark decision. Another big one, Roe v. Wade in 1973. This case dealt with a woman's right to an abortion. The Supreme Court ruled that women have a constitutional right to privacy, which includes the right to choose. This decision sparked a massive debate that continues today. It shows how the Supreme Court's decisions have a lasting impact on our lives and values. Now, let's meet the bigwigs, the Supreme Court justices. There are 9 of them, appointed by the President and confirmed by the Senate. And get this, they have their jobs for life. That's right, they can serve until they retire. Or, well, you know, this lifetime appointment is a big deal. It means justices can make decisions based on the law, not on political pressure or trying to get re-elected. They're supposed to be like unbiased umpires, calling balls and strikes based on the Constitution. But here's the catch. Justices are human beings with their own beliefs and interpretations of the law. This means their decisions can have a huge impact on society, shaping everything from our rights to how our government functions. So yeah, the Supreme Court is kind of a big deal. Pay attention, America.